Visitors from across the country come to see a cherished piece of border history. But for locals, this ferry is a symbol of long-lasting times between the U.S. and Mexico. Border journalists Oscar Margain and Jose Sanchez take us on board El Chalan on the Rio Grande.
Been here since 1950, owned by the same family. Family on the American side and family on the Mexican side, and they share the operation. This is the last one in the international border, the last hand-drawn ferry.
Officially, it's the Los Ebanos ferry, but for decades, the locals have called it El Chalan.
Muy buenos días. Son $4. Que tengan muy buen día. Sí, son $4. Que tengan muy buen día. Adelante. Per person is $125, and it's $4 in car, $2 in bicycle, and $3 in motorcycle. It can fit about 10 to 15 people and 3 cars, and I'd say 1 or 2 motorcycles at a time.
The familiar faces are typically families that have lived in the border communities of Gustavo Díaz Ordaz, Mexico, and Los Ebanos in South Texas.
I used to live in my childhood in Mexico, in this old town, but most of my life I live in Austin, Texas. Never thought that I was going to end up working here. It's $125 per person. So 4, right? All right, it's good. So it does. All right, have a nice day.
Unfamiliar faces come from afar. Jorge Rodriguez, the ferry captain, can tell.
Ahí van 3 para allá, compañero.
The guy in the cabin there, he says, make sure you're back by 3. And the girl we're with, she says, why, is that when the banditos come out? He said, no, the ferry closes.
So they can enjoy and experience the history of it too.
Donald and Rochelle Bartraw are Canadians who've become winter Texans. They make it their mission to introduce El Chalan to their guests from out of town.
Every time I get on, I help them pull the rope. When I was a kid, I used to watch a lot of Western movies, and you'd see them pulling a boat like this, and I said, I'd try that somewhere, you know. And we got here, and I got to do it.
Over time, some things never change, but some things get better. When the official Los Ebanos border crossing opened in 1950, El Chalan, meaning horse dealer, was built out of wood and had no covering. Now it has a steel base and a few other improvements made over the years, mainly safety regulations to avoid cars sinking into the Rio Grande. El Chalan is a piece of history, surviving when other international ferries were slowly phased out.
This was I guess you could say, an ancient river ford. It was used by the Native Americans to cross. Early Spanish explorers used this area to cross. During Prohibition, this was a real hot spot. People would smuggle liquor, molasses, and other things through here. It is a border crossing, and we are checking vehicles. We are querying the people. We make sure that proper documentation is presented. We have to be alert to everything. You never know what's going to try and come through.
Why does CBP still operate something that seems just so primitive?
I know, I always get that question, and a lot of people say, well, wouldn't it be better just to make a bridge? But look at it. This is so calm, so peaceful. Do you really want to change this?
Es una reliquia que tiene Díaz Ordaz.
Change would be hard, especially when deep roots hold the main ferry pole.
The ties that bind Mexico and the U.S. together, it's all held by this one tree. So that's something to think about.
It's the people who run it and the people who ride on it.
When I was younger, I used to come through here all the time.
That keep it afloat.
It's nice. It's something.
And of course, we got...
Knock off your bucket list.
Yeah. And of course, we got to pull the rope to help the boys down here.
Oh yeah. Probably come back again next year.
In Los Ebanos, on the Texas-Mexico border, I'm Oscar Margain reporting.